Hello everyone, welcome to Wind Down Friday. Today our special guest is Rudi De Winter, CEO of X-Fab. Hi Rudi, thanks a lot for your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me today. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. So, where are you located, Rudi?
I'm currently in Belgium, where our
Which,
global headquarters is,
okay, which city?
in Tessenderlo.
Good. So, Rudy, let's talk about. So, I have prepared a couple of questions for you. So, let's start with your career. So, your career in the semiconductor industry has been remarkable, spanning roles from engineer to CEO. Like now, you are CEO of X-Fab. So, can you share a bit about your journey? So, how did your experiences shape your path to leading X-Fab?
Yeah. So I started now about 40 years ago in the semiconductor industry. First as a design engineer in a semiconductor in a vertically integrated telecom company. Back then it was called Bell Telephone, and was in the semiconductor section of that called MITEC as a design engineer, back then working on 3 micron CMOS projects. But then soon after I moved to a fabless, no, to a small IDM startup where I joined 4 years, was grew from design engineer to the design manager, and then we, with the 3 colleagues, Roland Duchet, Francois Chambard, we started our own fabless activities in Belgium, and also we needed of course, manufacturing capabilities. Back then, there was not so many foundries in the 1990s, so we decided to set up our own foundry. So we started off as a fabless company with adjacent to that a foundry business that's X-Fab today. So over the years, so I grew first into the fabless side of the business and then as a CEO up to 2011, and then in 2011, so now almost 14 years ago, I switched from the fabless side to the foundry side as CEO.
Nice. So, as you said, you started your career as a design engineer, so giving you a deep understanding of IC designs and its application, its potential applications. How has this technical experience, technical foundation influenced your approach to leading your current company, X-Fab, especially in balancing innovation in integrated circuit manufacturing with the business, with the demands of the business?
So for me, it has always been very important to understand things beyond what you're doing. So as a design engineer, it's very important to understand what are the products being used for, how is the overall ecosystem and so forth, and the complete system.
Mhm.
And so I think that's important to be successful, to think beyond the borders of what you are doing, to understand the big picture. And coming from a fabless company, going to a foundry in 2011, that also helped me a lot to understand the business of the fabless companies. And I noticed very early on that, in fact, also in the foundry, people are thinking different, and complementing that with a good understanding on the needs of a fabless company was very, very valuable.
So, talking about the CEO, okay, so what qualities do you think are important, are essential for a CEO in semiconductor industry, considering especially in today's rapidly changing market?
Yeah, so as in the semiconductor industry is an industry that is changing a lot, and so it is very important to innovate and come with new products, new technologies, and there are also constantly new needs, and that's what I find so attractive on the semiconductor industry, and in particularly moving from a fabless company which is focused on certain set of technologies and markets to a foundry which covers a broader portfolio of technologies, and that's also making it very exciting to cover more applications with the technologies that we're doing. I think what's very important, because the semiconductor is very dynamic, is to look into scenario planning and having always a plan B, because you can try to predict the future, but things very often turn out differently.
So, as the philosophy of Wind Down Friday, so we would like to know more about beyond beyond your job. So, which are your hobbies? So, how do you stay in relax? How do you recharge your battery during the weekend, for example?
So my hobby is in fact my job, and so the big advantage of that is that you have a much longer range. So in electric vehicles, you would say, okay, you have a much longer range if you do the things that you like to do, and so you don't need to recharge that often. Um, but I do, of course, need to recharge, and so what I find is important is to stay healthy. So when I go on holidays, I do very active holidays, skiing, hiking, and things like that. Also, over the weekend, I do some healthy things like jogging or small hikes, and spending some time with the family. That's important as well.
Yeah, indeed. So, Rudy, looking back, is there a particular project or achievement that you are especially proud of?
Well, over the 40 years, it is very difficult to single out one specific items. So there have been a lot of tops, but also some downs. But very recently, I'm very proud to have won with the X-Fab team the Ernst & Young Enterprise of the Year award in Belgium for 2024. So I thought that was a very nice achievement for X-Fab myself.
Good. So talking about the future of the semiconductor industry, you mentioned different things. What excites you most about the future, in particular for semiconductor industry, but also in general? What challenges do you think companies like your company, X-Fab, need to address? So how do you see also the role of your company evolving in the face of trends like electric vehicles, IoT, artificial intelligence, and so on?
So as X-Fab, we are focusing on two megatrends. So the first one is the global warming that comes with decarbonization and electrification of everything. So you already mentioned the electric vehicles, but it goes beyond electric vehicles. It's
Yes.
electrifying of everything. And there, our expertise in high voltage technologies and CMOS, and particularly high voltage CMOS, but also power electronics like silicon carbide and so forth, they serve that portion of the business. And secondly, we're also focusing on another megatrend, namely the global aging population that requires more efficient medical care and automation, more precise medical care, and so forth. And there we are developing a lot of products for the medical end markets, personal medical care based with support of electronics, but also medical equipment and lab on a chip for diagnostic purposes. These are the two mega trends where at X-Fab we're working on. But being a specialty foundry, it's very exciting to see how many new things come and new requirements are there for semiconductors. Semiconductor manufacturing technology is characterized by the fact that it's very suitable to miniaturize and scale to volume, and that is what and therefore a lot of applications that tend to go into higher needs. They are very well suited by thinking how can we industrialize this more efficiently using semiconductor technologies for scaling up, and so we see there also integrating more onto the chip, but sometimes silicon is not good enough. So you need we see a trend towards more heterogeneous integration with other materials that have better performance for make high performance systems. So very exciting going forward.
Good. So in conclusion, Rudi, so I have the last question. I would like to ask you, what advice would you give to young engineer, so aspiring engineers and young professional looking to make an impact in the semiconductor world, entering in this new world from a design point of view, because you started your career like a design engineer, but also from business point of view?
Well, what I would recommend is that it's good to start in a technical job to really understand in detail what it is all about. But then also show the interest for the big picture. Look left and right. How does the whole thing work? And do not stay in your silo and try to look at the big picture. Do your job well, and automatically you will grow and opportunities show up for growing in the organization and being successful.
Great. So Rudi, thanks a lot for your time. I wish you a great weekend, and see you in the next Power Electronics Conference. Thanks a
All
lot.
right.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.